Yes.
Everybody in the world that watched it.
We will see second half, won't we?
Yeah.
What's up, everybody? How y'all doing?
What's up? Oh shit! Turn my sound down.
Oh snap! Oh, hello there. It's mighty fine to see you joining us on this Wednesday.
All right. Which, to be fair, Darren did not know today was Wednesday. He thought it was Tuesday.
True.
I definitely yesterday I thought it was Monday.
What's up, Petey Dubs?
Yeah, when Darren sent a message and said, "Are we doing the show tomorrow or Wednesday?"
Tomorrow is Wednesday. Look at that. We got a bunch of people calling on in. We got Raymond, we got Josh, Clayton, Crip 6, Petey Dubs, Terry Shields. Which is good. We got a lot of fun for you guys.
Everybody?
What's up?
We do. We have a great show for you guys. We're just going to give it a few minutes till more people jump in, and then we'll introduce the night.
Yep. And if you ever wondered if we could sing, well, that's going to be solved today for sure.
What?
I'm sure there's going to be one definitive answer.
Yeah, sure there'll be one definitive answer.
No.
And it's going to be one
no.
So the title today will essentially be the best of the worst.
Yep.
You know, that's what we're going. And that your voting is purely on the chat right on today. So we'll see.
But it's always been our goal to embarrass ourselves for you guys, strictly for entertainment purposes. So
absolutely.
We are completely okay with that.
Hell, do you know, believe it or not, 95% of stuff Darren does is just scripted. You think it's off the cuff. He writes that shit down. He's very meticulous. It's great. What is up, Meeks?
Yo, what's up, D? What's up, Terry? What's up, Kirk 6? What's up, Josh? What's up, Clayton? What's up, Raymond? What's up, Petey Dubs? How are you guys doing? We're happy to join us.
What are Ramon?
Raymond. What's up, Raymond?
What are you drinking, Craig? Snapple?
Snapple.
Is it the banana one again?
No, it's half and half.
What's
I tried to get someone to bring me home some beers. As of right now, I haven't had success in that endeavor.
What's up, Philip?
Felipe. How goes it?
How does it go, ladies and gents? We hope everyone had a great Christmas. Everyone got to see their families and enjoy the time together. And, you know, we're almost down to the wire, guys. Another year behind us. Towards the end of the show tonight, we're going to, I'll say it in the beginning so you guys can think a little bit. We want to give our somewhat New Year's resolutions, maybe what we, you know, to close out the show tonight, maybe what.
That's right. I forgot about that.
So give you 2 hours to think about it, you know, while we do the show. And it'd be interesting to see what you guys have to say and what these guys have to say. And so,
yeah, thanks for letting me know that.
I forgot.
Yeah, he threw that out there last minute. I'm like, I forgot to.
I happened to look down at our notes for tonight, and
the best part of Darren doing his New Year's resolutions is we can call him out on the shit next week, because this motherfucker has quit smoking and drinking at least 87 times since I've known him. And by the way, Clayton, yes, there is a banana Snapple, and it is glorious.
Yeah, Clayton, I didn't know there was one either. Banana is my favorite flavor, and I never knew it existed. Even Larry, didn't you used to like work for them, and they didn't.
I do work for Snapple. I work for Dr. Pepper Snapple. We fucking
Snapple. I didn't realize it was the same.
I work for Snapple, and we don't sell banana Snapple in Texas.
Well, one thing they'll tell you is there's a lot of stuff that's regional. I'm sure there's some favorites in Texas, you know, like that they don't have other places, you know, or favorites down south there they don't have other places.
Well, I'm wondering, did you buy it at like one of those like
no
Mexican market type pots or something like that, where they might have that type of flavor that is sold?
They know they have it at freaking the gas station I go to get my gas, and they have it at the local Krauses.
I've never had it. I have to have a banana Snapple sometime in my lifetime.
It is very tasty. It's very tasty. Oh man, but I wonder what the Snapple flavors are that they have in Texas that they don't have here.
It's pretty much normal flavors. We don't have anything. Yeah. Well, I guess banana is normal to you, so I don't know.
They don't have like the Tex-Mex Snapple.
But that's weird because he's only 2 hours away from me, and I've never in my life seen a banana Snapple. Ever. That's so weird.
Yeah, but you probably not looked, or you overlooked it as lemonade.
I used to be a big Snapple fan, I should say. I don't think I bought a Snapple at a convenience store.
Well, that's the only time I'll grab them. I'll grab them like I'd went to the gas station and like the Sunoco. You get like, maybe because I'll go to the Mac machine with a Mac and get some cash, and it's like, oh, okay, there you go, banana Snapple.
Raymond says Texas has semen flavor Snapple.
Yep.
Well, no, that's stuff by Darren's house.
Oh, it comes out. I produce it at my house.
Yes, Texas.
I just slap a Snapple label on it.
Or cacti flavored something. Who knows?
Well, that's why Raymond thinks that we have semen flavored Snapple, because I always make him one and send it to him in our trade boxes, and he don't know any better.
Yeah, these guys are creepy as hell, man. So what do you think, Darren? You want to introduce what we're doing today? We got a good group with us.
Yeah, let's get started here. Enough people are on now. We want to welcome you guys to Hot Cheetos and Blood Redo. This is technically episode 3, but on our website it's episode 2. Of a legitimate show. Obviously, you guys know we come on throughout the week sometimes, and we'll bullshit with you guys. But we actually put together a nice show for you guys tonight, so we're excited about that. So what we're going to do tonight, I'll let Larry talk a little about the films he chose for the week, for the episode, and you want to fill him in?
Yeah, all right. Well, so of course we're doing 2 movies tonight. Eaten Alive, which is our horror movie for the day, and then later on we will review Cocoon, which is our sci-fi / I guess fantasy movie. But first we have Eaten Alive, 1976,
78.
78.
78. Yep.
I thought it was 4.
No, you're right.
74.
I want to be correct. Let me look it up.
Anyways, while he's looking it up, of course, directed by Tobe Hooper, who everyone knows from Texas Chainsaw Massacre and Funhouse. And of course, this movie was actually right in between those two. He did Texas Chainsaw Massacre, then he did Eaten Alive, then he did Funhouse. So this movie pretty much what's up?
You're right, 1976. And also, thanks for the thumbs down already, guys. We appreciate that.
I knew I was right. That's why I said 76. But thanks. So of course, this movie pretty much takes place in like backwoods Louisiana, pretty much swamp, at an old rundown ass motel, run by some creepy old fucker, and pretty much anybody that shows up to try to stay at the motel for any reason ends up getting fed to his crocodile that happens to live in the swamp right next to the motel.
Yeah,
pretty much what it is. Of course, it stars Robert Englund. He plays not a main character, but a semi-main character. So it's cool watching him do pretty much normal, I guess, a kind of a country guy instead of playing Freddy Krueger.
Yeah.
Also stars Marilyn Burns, who of course was the final woman, the only survivor really from Texas Chainsaw Massacre Part 1. A couple other people in there. The little girl, Kyle Richards. So if there's any girls watching, which I doubt there is, they probably know her from one of the Real Housewives. She's
really?
Yeah, she's rich now.
That's awesome.
Also, who else is in that movie? What's your name? The woman that plays Miss Hattie. I don't know if y'all noticed.
Yeah.
Caroline Jones, Morticia Adams.
No way.
Yeah,
I did not notice that.
Miss Hattie is Morticia Adams. Also the weird guy that I couldn't stand, the weird father, the daddy.
In the beginning of the film.
Yeah, ugly as hell. That was there with his wife and daughter.
Yeah.
He also was in Funhouse. He played one of the Funhouse members. I think he was like a magician or something. But anyways, some of the people in the movie, look that up afterwards. That same guy.
Yeah, PD Dubs, I recommend you watching the film after our review tonight.
I'll let y'all go ahead and give y'all reviews. I want to review it last. I want to see what y'all say about it. And whoever wants to go first.
Okay. I will say a couple things about it. I have never seen it before, although I've seen clips of Robert Englund playing that Buck character, and now I'm Buck and I'm reeling to fuck. So now I know where it came from. To me, a perfect combination like if I was to take two movies and blend them together into a movie, to me, as soon as I watched it, it reminded me of what would happen if you crossed Tourist Trap with Lake Placid, but neither one, not as good as either one of them, if you get what I mean. It was definitely an interesting film to see, you know, the whole guy, you know, with his special, it's not an alligator, it's a crocodile from overseas, and it eats anything you put in there. It was somewhat cringeworthy with Buck, because somewhat cringeworthy with Buck, because what Barry says is true. Robert Englund is probably the male lead for all, like, he's the guy that had the most screen time aside from the antagonist. And he pretty much was trying to be like an anal rapist in the beginning, because that's what they were referring to. Like, no, you can't put it in there. Like, that's pretty much what he was into. Very heavy into anal, apparently. But, you know, and it's sort of, and then she goes to, you know, and then he feeds her. And I just think the breakdown of the villain was too quick. You know what I mean? Because if he was doing this right all the time, somebody would have figured out a long time ago. Like, I just think he deteriorated entirely too quickly. Like, he wasn't even hiding anything. You know what I mean? Like, he was right away. Someone showed up. Well, we're going to kill you, miss. And then we're going to get you and your husband and this and that. And, you know, like, I do like the little girl hiding under the house. And I do like how he eventually opened up for the gator to crawl into. I thought that was actually a legitimately, like, well done idea scene. Like, shit, now that girl's going to really be in trouble. You know, because you can run away from him, that gator is going to plow through everything before it gets to you. But I'm not going to give my numbers yet on it. Let's get down and give a little feedback, too.
I agree. I like the film. I agree with what you said about kind of being a mix between Lake Placid and Tourist Trap. I can totally see that. What I liked about the film was there was a lot of pretty cool kills. I liked that he was chasing people around with a sickle. It was an odd movie to me because it really didn't have much more of a premise other than people show up at his hotel and they're going to get killed. You know, so it's like, how did this guy get away with this for so long or whatever? You know what I mean? And what kind of like I mean, it's one of those movies that it doesn't really make sense in like today's society. Like, there's no way this guy's gonna run a hotel legally with having a fucking fence around his property with a flesh-eating crocodile, you know. But it was very rapey to me, the movie. It started off that way with Robert Englund. It transferred that way. I mean, as soon as the girl left the madam's house or whatever and went to the hotel, the guy, like, immediately, once he realized she was one of the ladies' girls, he, like, tried to molest her right away. I do like creature, like, animal movies. So it is another good crocodile alligator type movie. There's some good ones out there. This seems like a predecessor to a lot of them because of being 1976. I think, like, I know we were recently talking about what was it called? Just Alligator. I think that came out in like 82 or something like that. So it is definitely a predecessor to some of these other movies like the Lake Placids and stuff like that we know.
Was Piranha before or after this one? Oh, I think it was before, right? Piranha?
I think Piranha was a little earlier.
Yeah, that was early 70, like 73, I think, or 74.
But totally a good film in my eyes because you can't go wrong with really good kills. The fact that it was an animal film, titties left and right, an early Robert Englund film. I just think as far as like this isn't a movie where you're gonna watch it and the narrative's gonna be fantastic or anything like that. It's just gonna be one of those movies where it's a fun thrill kind of movie where you're gonna see some cool kills. It doesn't really make sense, but it is what it is, and that's pretty much what I have to say about it. There wasn't really anything that struck me as like shitty or anything like that.
What did you?
Go ahead.
What did you think about the dog getting killed?
At the beginning? Yeah, I don't like the animal stuff, but it was kind of cool. I mean, usually when you see some animal kills, like I don't really like to see it happening. But with that one, you totally see like the dog trying to like escape the alligator's mouth, and obviously it wasn't a real alligator, but So that was what it was. But I really like the one kill where the guy got the sickle in the neck. I think it was the cop, wasn't it? Was it a cop?
No, the
No.
sickle one was the daddy.
Yeah, and he held him down with it.
And he held him, yeah, and it was like stuck in his neck, and then like the alligator was pulling on him, and then he yanked it out, so it must have come out through the front of the throat. So that was pretty cool. I don't really understand. I don't know if I missed it during the movie, but I don't really understand why that one blonde-haired chick was chained to the bed the whole film. That was the mother of the little girl.
Well, because he wanted to do something to her, he just didn't decide what yet.
But I'm just thinking, like, it took like the whole. It actually was kind of a long movie. It was an almost 2-hour movie. Yeah. It just like for her to be pent up there the whole time. It was just
because he was going to rape her after he killed the kid.
Mm-hmm. Is that what the
yeah, pretty much. He was Nightmare Files. There's actually something we're going to talk about later on. He was going to rape. But you keep saying the kills. I didn't like I thought the kills were all kind of just average, and even the practical effects weren't great. Like when they showed a stabbing, like all of a sudden, like there'd be a slice with the scythe, and then there'd be red on the face or something.
But there was a lot. There was a lot of kills. Like there was more kills than I would have thought with that movie originally. Right? Mm-hmm. There was probably 10, 15 people killed in that movie. So it was nice to see. Like it didn't get boring. Like it didn't go on for like 20, 30 minutes where there wasn't a kill. It seemed like every 15 minutes there was a kill.
No, you did. You did get what I mean. If you think about it, you had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people killed in that movie. You know, for that type of movie, that's a pretty good. You know, there's only 5 people killed in Nightmare 1, right? You know, so that was a good number.
Mm-hmm.
I know one thing. I never really understood the monkey. What the point of the monkey?
Yeah, how did he die? What did he just starve it to death?
I guess it really made no sense with the movie, but. Well, I guess as far as we know, maybe he keeps monkey and starves him to feed the alligator or crocodile.
The one thing I think that actually fit the monkeys. I think it fit the narrative in one way. I think it might have fit the narrative in as, look, this guy's got a monkey. Maybe this really is an African crocodile.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I think that's why they pushed it. I think that was just his pet. The thing that didn't happen that I wish did happen, and I was waiting for it before the girl's dog got killed, I was so waiting for the guy just to take the dead monkey in front of the kid and throw it into the alligator. Like, and then you would see the girl get all traumatized, but she was traumatized.
That's what I thought he was going to do when he checked in on the monkey. And
he was traumatized enough by the dog being eaten up, you know, so, you know, I don't know. It's definitely a movie, I'll be honest. And this is something for the chat too. If you haven't seen it, like I didn't, this is one that was completely fresh for me. It is a secret. There's a lot of really unknown 70s and 80s horror films you could watch on YouTube. So if you're not somebody that has like a jailbreak, whatever the broken stick with Cody and all that, like I don't have, like there's a lot of movies that you wouldn't think you can find them on YouTube. So this one too is on YouTube if you want to watch it. You know, so it's somebody that I would it's something that I would if after we're talking about, if you haven't heard of it, and you based on our ratings, none of us are going to give it a bad rating. I might be lower than Larry, but it's definitely something. You get to see Robert Englund that creepy. You can almost call it like a prequel to a prequel to Nightmare on Elm Street, and you see how he acted. You know, because
that's true. I didn't think about that.
You know, you could probably do that and get away with it, and be like, oh.
But yeah, all in all, the main part about the movie that I guess I didn't like was every time, what was his name? Judd, or the hell was his name? The main guy. Yeah, Judd. Every time, half the time when he was talking, he was just mumbling and mumbling, and I couldn't understand what the hell he was saying.
Yeah.
He was talking to himself, damn near the whole movie.
They didn't give a good story. They did give a story to why he get away with it, because the people in the town didn't care. You know, like there was like a corrupt town and all that, but like they didn't explain why he broke down the way he did. So, you know, like, and as somebody, like I said, that's why I compare it to, like, I mean, even Tourist Trap, you know why the guy went mad. Like someone said Motel Hell. Motel Hell was different because they were more cannibals. You know, like they wouldn't have the alligator in Motel Hell because they won't be giving away their good food. You know, but I don't know. You want to do ratings, Lawrence?
Yeah, you want me to go first? I mean, I've seen this movie, I don't know, probably 5 times in my life. First time I've seen it in about a year or two. I'll tell you, it actually disappointed me more than it did in the past. I guess because I've seen it so much, I catch more shit, and it just gets more boring now to me.
Okay.
Compared to, I used to actually really love it. I give it a 6.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
That was lower than I thought you'd give it.
Yeah. I mean, I love the movie, but rating it not on the fact that I like it, I'm rating it on an actual movie, like what it is. It's not. There's really no fucking plot to the fucking movie. There's no point in nothing. You don't know anything going on. It's just a guy running around feeding people to his crocodile, and it's over.
Mm-hmm.
But
do you want me to go, Craig, or you want to go?
Either one. I can go. I'm going to give it. Yeah, I knew I'd go into Larry. I'm going to give it a 5, which I still think is for a horror movie. And by all means, chat. I saw Phil throw his in there. Throw your numbers in too. I'm going to give it a 5. I might. You know what? I'll even say 5.5, because the premise is interesting. And it's a premise like that from the 70s, so it gets more credibility. Like, I could only imagine if they did a movie like that today, where they had, say, maybe there was a guy someone owned like a bed and breakfast, and they had a weird creature on his house, and he would bring people to like, you could do something really interesting with that premise. Like, they just didn't give any explanation for why that guy was so anti the women the way he was, or why that guy was so, because in theory, he shouldn't have went anywhere near the little girl, because the little girl was an innocent. So if he's anti-women because they're cheap and all that, because the one was a hooker, the mother came fully dressed and was fine, and he was perved out on her in the bathroom. So a 5.5, I'll say, maybe for concept, and Robert Englund. The fact that Robert Englund is in it, if it was somebody else playing Buck, that 5.5 might drop down a whole point. But for the Robert Englund factor and the pretend it was a Nightmare on Elm Street prequel, I'll give it a good 5.5.
Mm-hmm. I agree with both your points in the film. I think I'm going to rate it a little bit higher than you guys, only because it seems like an early predecessor, like I said, to the alligator animal type film. I also like that there was a lot of kills. They might not have been the most interesting kills, but there was a lot of them. Mm-hmm. And to me, it seemed like a slasher. It just seemed like it was an early slasher before the big slasher started to take off in 1980. We could argue that, you know what I mean? We can go on.
I got you.
We could argue that, but I think based on those things, but I also agree that there's absolutely no premise to the movie at all. You're going to watch this film because you want a narrative. You're not going to get that. So based on those reasons, I think I'm going to give it a 6.5.
Okay.
I would say, again, I'm giving that extra push of a 5 or 0.5 because Robert Englund's in it.
Yeah.
Right. There was titties in it. It just, I think it kind of hit a bunch of the 5 things for me: titties, kills. It was a creature film. It was an early 70s, and it was kind of slasher. You know what I'm saying? So, but to rate it higher than that, I don't think it's a movie that deserves higher than that. But I do think it's a film that people should watch. And again, I'm kind of like Larry. I've seen it a few times in my life, but I haven't seen it in a few years. So it's kind of nice to revisit it again. That's what I would say for this film.
Yeah, I wasn't upset to see it. It was of the 2 movies we had to watch this week. The one I had seen, I didn't want to revisit. This is interesting because I didn't see it. But the chat seems to be on par with us, a little bit higher. The chat, I think, average is about 6.7. We average about 6. But like I said, it's on YouTube, folks. Eating Alive. It's worth watching, even though it was definitely filmed like a soundstage, because you can sort of get that, in some of the elements of it. Like, that's something I didn't mention before. It doesn't look like it was filmed outside. It looks like it was filmed on a soundstage.
I agree with that.
But
Larry, Special K says the Town That Dreaded Sundown is a good old slasher. I was just going to say.
Absolutely.
I agree.
That and the remake. The
remake, well, it's not really a remake. It's really I guess a part 2, because it's really like what it takes place years later, and the guys.
It does acknowledge. You're right. It does acknowledge.
Yeah. Well, you know what, Clayton? I'm glad you watch our streams, because it seems like we're introducing you to a lot of new films that you might not have heard of and seen. So definitely, if we're wearing the shirt or we talk about it. We typically don't talk about films unless they're worth seeing, to be honest.
Well, then you got to give your show a shout out. Not everyone knows The Boning. If they knew what to.
In my opinion, one of the greatest slasher films ever made. In my opinion, I wouldn't say it's my favorite, but I would say as a general rule for horror, it's up there with one of the best ever done.
Too many people survived, and if I can encourage alcoholism, I would say Guinness. That's a good way to go. You know, good choice in the matter.
Yeah.
You know, maybe an Irish car bomb, quality stuff.
Ooh, we have to do one.
Oh no, but just so you know, next time I pick challenges, we're going to do several. How about are you going to give them a little prestidigitation, Darren?
What do you mean?
It's a fancy word for magic.
Oh, okay. Well, guys, does anyone else? Let's just give the chat last minute. Anyone else that didn't see the film, put your numbers in. I'd be curious to see what you said about this movie. We'll give it a couple minutes so you can put your numbers in, then we'll move on from the film. Because I noticed the last episode we did, the second movie we talked about, we actually didn't rank it. So I don't want to forget about that.
Did we? What was the second movie we did?
Clue. We didn't rank Clue.
Did we really?
No. Yeah.
We could retro like Clue.
Yeah. I think we just got onto a tangent of something else and we just completely forgot to do it. So.
Oh, I haven't Special K. Jack Brooks with Bob in England. I haven't. In fact, I didn't know if you were asking that was a movie. I thought there was a character he played in something. Have you seen Jack Brooks?
Yeah, I liked it.
No.
I will have to check into that. I was not familiar with that.
Oh, it's a fun one. If you like Tucker and Dale versus Evil, it's kind of got that kind of comedy.
Oh, definitely then.
But it's kind of like that. But it's definitely not as good, but it's kind of cool.
No, but yeah, I'm down. Listen, if you can even mention the breadth of that, I'm definitely down. See, this chat can go both ways, man.
Yeah. So it looks like we have Luke Lagoon gives it a 7, solid 7. Brian says, from what he remembers, a 6. I think we saw some 6.5s prior. And so
they're a little higher than us. We did review Clue. We just didn't give out rankings.
Yeah.
I know we definitely talked about it.
Yeah.
I thought we didn't give out numbers.
We definitely reviewed it, but I don't think we gave our number.
No, I know we didn't do that. You're right. But P-Dub says he's still waiting, joking around.
Yeah.
Well, we can fix that right now, damn it. I give Clue an 8 out of 10.
I give it an 8 out of 10.
I'm going to agree with 8 out of 10.
Yeah, I've never seen. Now Phil's yelling at me for never seeing, and he's yelling at us, damn it. Mm-hmm. I'm going to look it up. Maybe I did see it. Let's see if it looks familiar.
Well,
you would know. Jack Brooks Monster Slayer. You would have seen it.
Oh, okay. Jack, I've heard of it, but I've never watched it. But if you're going to yell at somebody for not watching a movie, I've never seen The Burning.
Oh, my. I'm going to rip this can into slaw and slit my throat with it right now. You ready? No, you need to watch The Burning Man.
Oh, and this is a 2007 too.
Yeah, it's not bad, dude.
I will watch. You know what? If I can get this easy enough tonight, I'm going to get it. I'm going to watch it. If I can find it on Amazon or Tubi, I'm going to watch that tonight.
Sorry, Phil.
It's definitely worth the watch.
You know, but Burning never. So the one thing, see, I'd be tempted to pick that. Because stay tuned, we got some good movies for next week. I can't pick it though. Because I don't like The Burning as much as Darren does, just because way too many people left alive. If they killed Jason Alexander, maybe. But how does Jason Alexander get away on a raft? No, way too many people live.
I know. And like a bunch of the fit guys got away.
Yeah, right? Like what the fuck? It's like, so pick it on, like, you know, the way Nightmare on Elm Street picked on you if you had sex, this show picked on you if you're out of shape.
Yeah, I agree. All right, guys. So we're gonna move on from this first film, and we have a special treat for you guys. We're starting a new segment on the show. It's called Magic Time with Fantastic Phil, and Phil has prepared 3 magic tricks for you guys for tonight. So I'm going to turn it over to Phil, and please in the chat let Phil know if you love this and appreciate it. I think he did a fantastic job. We really appreciate Phil. He's a great friend of ours, and he's always supported us. And let's turn it over. Let's take a look. Let me do some screen share real quick. And we'll check it out.
And do we want them to guess how he did it?
Well, we can get to that afterwards.
Okay.
We'll take a look at it first.
Well, I meant the chat, not us.
Oh, yeah. I mean, they can, yeah.
Because I'm sure Phil might have told you, damn it.
No, I tried to guess a few of them. All right, here we go, guys.
Certainly for my
The disappearing, reappearing sweetener by Fantastic Phil. Thank you. A color change by Fantastic Phil. 9 of hearts. Nothing in the hand. Now it's the 9 of spades. Nothing in the hand. It's back to the 9 of hearts. Thank you. Dancing lights by Fantastic Phil. Nothing in the hand. Thank you.
That was awesome.
Do you think that was pretty cool, you guys?
Great job,
I
Phil.
think he did a great job. Good job with your magic, Phil. What do you guys think of Phil's magic?
That was actually 1,000 times better than I thought what I was going to watch.
Did the sound and the play okay, guys, with the way I was doing
Yeah.
it? I just wanted to make sure because that's how we're going to have to be streaming the videos tonight. So, okay. You guys
It
saw
looked
it
good.
okay? Okay, cool.
Sounded good on my end. Look good.
Okay, cool. Yeah, that light trick, man. I still try to figure out how he did the light trick. I had an idea how he did the sweetener one, but even with my guess, it was wrong. Said I was on the right track, but yeah, really, really good. I still don't know. He taught me the one with the how to change the cards, but the way he did it was different than he showed me because there was absolutely no card in his hands. When he showed his hands, there was absolutely no card to switch. So I'm not really sure how he did it. But yeah, very, very nice. So our next show, we will bring you guys another segment of Phil's Magic Time with Fantastic Phil. I have some other videos, so on the next show, we'll be able to show some more. So yeah,
That was fucking cool.
that was
It
cool,
was-
right?
it was-
Yeah.
Oh, Phil.
Well, shit. Now I got to follow
Burn.
that.
I like that. Luke the Goon. Burn the witch.
Burn the witch, yeah.
That's great stuff. Here's the thing, Phil, and you can respond to this in the chat. How often do you yank out? Like, I noticed we talk to Phil all the time, and as he's more and more comfortable with us, he just does magic live as we're talking. We don't ask him to. He just sort of breaks it out. So how often do you just do magic? Like, you call over Andre and go, hey, honey, come here. Let me show you a trick.
He's like, I'm going to magically make my dick larger.
He holds up a giant magnifying glass.
And then he pulls out a magnifying glass. Oh, that's fucking hilarious. Oh,
No,
good on you,
he's,
Phil. Thank you for the segment, man.
he's Canadian. He has Viagra up there. He's good. Watch his little yellow pill or your little blue pill. What it's gonna do?
Oh man! All right. So, what do you guys want to do? Should we jump into?
Well, let's talk. Let's talk. Since it is the end of the year, one of the things we thought we wanted to do today, and this is a little different because it's not a top 5 movies of the year like that came out, but we all kind of put together the top 5 movies that we saw this year. It had to be for the first time, so it was either a movie that came out in 2018 or a movie that we hadn't seen until 2018. I personally only picked movies that came out before 18 because I'm going to do something different later on another time with the new releases. So it's a chance. Ultimately, we do stuff like this because it's a chance for us to talk about movies we probably wouldn't have time to do full reviews on. And it's also a chance for people in the chat to find out about them. And sometimes you'll mention some movies that oh man, have you seen this? Yeah, I've seen that. So it's sort of just like with Jack the Monster Slayer, or Jack Brooks the Monster Slayer, sort of expands the stuff we're going to watch. So we each came up with 5 movies that we saw this year. Again, they didn't have to come out this year. Could be first time. Could have though. And figure it's not necessarily in any order. It's not like a traditional mountain where we're ranking them that way, but just a nice top 5. And by all means, participate.
Not to be honest with you, when I found out about this, I was at work, and then I got off work and had like no time to get ready. So
I'm running mine right now, Larry. So
I was trying to think like what the hell I even watched this year, because come this new year I'm gonna do like Craig and I'm gonna keep up with everything. So I don't even know what the fuck I'll watch. So mine actually come out to like it's 5 movies I watched this year, but it's pretty much 5 movies I've watched in the past couple of months because that's what I could remember.
That's fine, man.
So mine could be different if I kept up with what I watched.
So you want to each do one? We'll rotate, kind of briefly talk about it.
Sure.
Okay. I'll start because I'm gonna name one that you've all heard of that for me, for whatever reason, I never saw. And then the more I got into the Souskas, like the more I'm like, you know what? I got to see the first movie. So for me, it was my first one that I saw new to this year is American Mary. With Catherine.
I think I've only watched. I don't know if it was this year or like the end of last year was the first time I saw it too.
That movie was super enjoyable. It had good gore. It was very twisted, and it had one of those endings like WTF type endings. Not like your traditional clean cut, everyone's happy type thing. So that's definitely a movie I left this year with, and it's kind of a shame. Like I think Catherine Isabel, I want to see her in more like where she's a female lead like type movies, like not where she gets she's like Ginger Snaps or when she gets butchered in like Freddy vs. Jason. You know what I mean? Like so I want to see her in more movies like this and Ginger Snaps where she's in the lead. I just saw a movie the other day she was in as the lead, which doesn't make this list, so I'm not going to mention it. But American Mary, very, very well done film.
All right, well, let me go next. My number 5 is Summer of '84. I watched that movie, I don't know, maybe a month ago. And I mean, whether you can call it horror or not, it's in the horror category. So, it could be more of a, drama, thriller, I guess. Pretty much just, the killer police officer. But it's a good movie. Kind of a bite, I think, a lot of, some / Stranger Things / whatever with the kids and a killer. But Summer of '84, I thought it was a awesome movie. And I hope they come out with the Summer of '85. So when the guy comes back after the little boy, because he left and he's like, I'm gonna let you go and I'll see you, later.
It's a decent film. It really is. It's decent. If you haven't seen it, you should watch it. And it came out. Was it this year?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, it was this year. I couldn't remember if it was this year or last year. Okay, I'm gonna go, and I'm looking at my list here, and every film that is on my list came out this year.
That's fine, man.
Which
so
I didn't try for it to be that way, but I'm gonna go with Puppet Master Littlest Reich. I was super impressed by that film. I think that it just brought life back into the Puppet Master series. I really think it did. I think it was stagnant for the last few, and they waited a few years to do another one, a couple years to do another one, and I think it's a fantastic film. I think it was well done. Kills are amazing. Story's okay. It's believable.
Mhm.
But yeah, The Littlest Reich, Puppet Master. If you haven't seen it, you need to watch that movie. It's great. It
Yeah.
introduced us to some new characters. You know, people have said that some of them weren't even characters; they were just like little dolls sitting in the corner and they didn't do anything. But a lot of them had really cool, unique looks. Blade looked different. Trying to think if any of the old classic ones looked real different. What do you say, Craig? I don't think so, right?
I don't know if
Not
they
too much.
old classics looks that different, other than Braid. I mean, I guess Tunnel.
Blade seemed like a major difference.
Well, Torch was a little different too. That's right. But it's
Okay.
like what you mentioned with the babies. The Hitler one was like a baby with a bomb on it or something. Like, so I agree with you. I don't have it here, but that is when I do my top 10 of 18. That's definitely high up on the list.
Mhm.
I think it's because they did give as believable as animism is. You know, puppets coming to life. Like they gave it a valid reason for it happening. You know, like it made sense where it's okay. They all these dolls were brought to the house, and the enchanted spell brought them to life, and now they all want to go back to their master. Like, and the characters, it had that comedy horror vibe to it. It wasn't funny, but it had like the good one-liners. You know, you had the one black guy who was running around, like who unfortunately didn't do too well at the end. But like, I liked it a lot, and it had it had an ending that you didn't want. You know, the ending was like fuck, like it was. So yeah, I definitely could. If I didn't intentionally avoid 2018 movies, that's definitely one of my 2018 favorites.
Yeah.
But I guess my next movie is actually, and it's funny, Brian Minnick's in the chat because he made me a figure from this movie. You know, Brian Minnick of Brass Chats Customs. There was a slasher. I want to say it was the early 80s. I never heard of it at all. And again, this goes back to me playing around on YouTube, finding stuff. And the slasher is called Girls' Night Out. And the slasher in this movie is actually somebody in like a bear mascot suit. And this movie has a really, really cool twist to it. You could, if I tell you, I told you it's a twist, so you could probably now start thinking what it could be. But if you haven't seen it and you like the '80s, which is the glory days of the one-off slasher films, like Girls' Night Out is unexpectedly a really fun watch.
I'm gonna jot that down because I haven't seen that.
Unexpectedly, really fun watch.
Girls' Night Out.
Yep.
And what year was it? Was 80s?
I want to say it was 83. I could be wrong though.
I'll have to check that out.
There's just so many.
It's Night Nite though. It's not Night. It's Nite.
Okay.
There's so many obscure '80s movies that most people have never heard of. That it's awesome just to scroll YouTube. Like I told you the other day, I was just scrolling and
absolutely
fucking loved it.
That movie was amazing. That, like I said, same thing. And I wanted to get you can't get that movie you're talking about on DVD. It's not out there. It doesn't exist. I tried because it was such a shitty copy on YouTube.
All right, my number 4. I ain't got to talk about it much because we just talked about it. Puppet Master, Littlest Reich.
Awesome.
I love it. I mean, I think it changed it. It brought it back more. Well, besides the fact that it's more now instead of because their last movies have all been taking place back in with the Nazis and I liked it. It's finally now 2018. So and it was good. It was good acting, good script. I think good written. I didn't really care for a lot of the new non-puppets. There were toys.
Yeah, the robots. So there were a lot of new puppets, though.
Yeah.
That frog guy's cool.
Yeah, but it was a good movie. That's my number 4.
How do you feel about? So we're not staying on topic too long, but how do you feel about the fact that Charles Band only produced this film? He didn't really direct.
Well,
and then it did well, and it actually intrigued a lot of us Puppet Master fans.
I mean, it don't bother me because 90% of Full Moon movies were only produced by Charles Band. I mean,
yeah, but you think like with Puppet Master, that was probably his baby, right? For years, So,
it's all good.
It gave me hope that even though we see a lot of these remake type films and everything else where the original people don't have anything to do with it, that there is some of them can get ahead, and do a good job,
What about you, Dan? Number 4. What? Yeah, your next one.
Predator.
No, okay.
Really impressed with the new Predator film. I thought it did a good job. I really liked. I know we talked about this the other day. I really like how they did the whole fugitive aspect of it. I like that there was an Uber Predator. Yeah, it was cheesy at times. You know, it seems like every movie that comes out anymore has some cheesy fucking comedy that's unneeded. But it breaks it up a little bit and it kind of appeals to everybody, I guess.
Yeah.
But Predator, I thought was a great film. It was very action packed. I was interested the whole time I watched it. It's rare that a movie does that for me, where I don't get bored at some point or it's like dragging on for 20 minutes. You know, it just seemed like a good film.
Yeah, that bus scene when they got to know each other, like what were they? Not the irregular, whatever they called, like that group, like it was well done. And plus, you have guys like Thomas Jane and like a bit playing a guy with Tourette's. Like Thomas Jane, like not like with that tiny role. Like Thomas Jane is a good actor. You know what I mean? So I think that gave it fun too. Like I agree. I liked it. You know, it wasn't like people got on it. The thing I liked least about it was the giant predator. I didn't think you needed the giant predator. The fact that he brought dogs, the Roonies. Yep, that's right, Brian. I don't think the giant predator, who was this alpha predator, should have needed hunting dogs. Although the dog, when it was lobotomized, had a role so that fit.
That's why I liked it. I think you're right because he obviously didn't need them, but I think it took a different aspect to it.
I wish the dog came with the other one, like the dog came on the other guy's ship or something. That would have made more sense for me. Yeah, Thomas Jane's Punisher, I thought was tremendous. Even though you had was that John Pinette? I think you had John Pinette and Rebecca Romaine, John Travolta in that Punisher with John Thomas Jane. I think was the better one. Dude, but yeah, absolutely. My next movie is one that you're gonna hear the title of and probably be like, oh. It's another sort of thrash-esque type flick, but it's sort of a combination of two movies, and both these movies I'm gonna say they're both better than this movie. But the fact that I'm putting in that vein, I think it's worth seeing. The movie I'm about to say is sort of a combination or the same vibe as Stage Fright and Popcorn. And the movie is called Clown at Midnight.
I never saw that. I've been wanting to. I keep going past it.
It has, again, I'm all about the interesting twist to stuff. Okay? I'm all about that, and it definitely has it in it. So Clown at Midnight. It also has some actors you'll recognize, like James Duval from Donnie Darko. You have Tatiana Ali from Fresh Prince. So the guy there is a guy in it who's like a bigger name who surprised me to see him in it, but he must have owed somebody money. But The Clown at Midnight, a very interesting film. Again, if you like Stage Fright, if you like Popcorn, you'll enjoy it. And if you've never seen Stage Fright and Popcorn, well, see them two first. Because Popcorn's one of my favorite 80s movies, period. And then go check that out.
All right, number 3 for me, Christmas / horror / Craig will know, Home Alone. Better watch out.
Oh, I thought you were just going to say you haven't seen Home Alone. I was like, holy fuck.
Better watch out. It is, a Home Alone type Christmas movie. Badass little boy, pretty much killing everybody.
I haven't seen it yet.
Ways. And then it ends. I wish there was more to the ending than at the end the little boy thinks he got away with everything. And then one of the people he thought was dead wasn't dead.
Yeah. Well, I think that's what made it so good too. It's like you just knew it was oh fuck, he's screwed now. Yeah. I love that movie. Is phenomenal. That movie really is a phenomenal movie, especially since you don't know the movie until you see it. Meaning you had no idea it was going where it went, and then all of a sudden it's like, wait, what?
I just love the ending when he's looking out his window with his mom. And they're loading her into the ambulance, and she looks at him and just flips him off. And then that's pretty much the end. He's like, "Oh fuck, I'm busted." But yeah, there you go. There, number 3.
All right, my number 3 is kind of I can't remember if it was the end of 2017 or early 18, but it's a movie called Life. It's like an alien film. It's kind of like have you ever seen the movie The Martian?
Yeah.
Okay, so they go to They go to Mars and they find the first biological I don't know, like cell or something like that, and it ends up turning into this fucking thing, this creature that torments them and kills all these people throughout the movie. Really good movie. If you're a fan of the alien type of genre and you like space movies and stuff like that, I think you'd really enjoy Life. Again, I think it was 2017 or 2018, but it was just really well done. Jake Gyllenhaal's in it. He's one of the main guys. Also, if you can't stand, who's the guy that played Deadpool?
Ryan Reynolds.
Ryan Reynolds. If you can't stand Ryan Reynolds like me, he dies pretty nice in it. So it's a good movie. You guys should watch it. Yeah.
Nothing wrong with Ryan Reynolds.
He's annoying as shit in that movie.
Van Wilder's hysterical.
Yeah, and what about Waiting?
Well,
Waiting. Oh my god, absolutely.
When he started, when he was doing his comedy shit, but when he started to do these other roles and stuff, I'm not into Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah, you are. You know you are. You're kidding. Who's that? Is it me? Is it me before that? Yeah. Okay. I'm so torn because I can't believe that my number one I'm going to give has a certain actress in it, and you guys are going to take away all my credibility if you haven't seen it. But that's okay. My number two that I saw that didn't come out this year, but I saw this year is a movie, and I got Phil to watch this, and maybe he'll mention in the chat. It's a movie called Tonight She Comes. And this movie is like, it has the most, there's not many scenes in movies that make me look away. Like, it has one of those scenes, like, well, I'm like, no. But it's different. It's interesting. It has some good comedy to the kills. It has some good kills. The special effects are right on point. If you want some gratuitous nudity, you got some gratuitous nudity of multiple sexes. It's definitely a movie that if you're squeamish, don't watch. Don't go anywhere near it. Because like I said, for me to say there's a scene that makes me turn my head, there's a scene that makes me turn my head, and it's tough. But Tonight She Comes, it's very, very bloody. I'll leave it at that. But what was that one about? Essentially, guy going to a cabin in the woods with some friends, driving. He finds some girls there. Then all of a sudden, this naked chick wakes up, thought she was dead. Then she tries to kill them.
I just watched that like less than a week ago.
Can you guess the scene that made you turn your head?
Was it where the dude got his head blown off with the shotgun?
No.
Oh. Well, then what?
What did they have to drink?
Oh, the fucking period.
Just leave it alone.
Yeah, that was.
Yep. Drink it now. That's like.
It was the whole reason that everybody fucking ends up pretty much dying because that one guy couldn't fucking swallow it.
Yep. It's funny. You and I. It's funny you saw that. Yeah. I like that. That
guy was standing. That guy that got out and just started walking, and then he was sitting there just beating off with his little fucking telescope or whatever, fucking watching the girls.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man.
All right, Larry, you're up.
Oh, number two. I don't think this movie came out this year, probably a year or two old. I just watched this last week and I fucking love it. I want a figure. Last Chance Customs. Hush.
Oh, so good.
It is a good one.
I love
that was rough,
yeah. I just watched it though a couple days ago actually. Love it. Good fucking killer. I think I liked him better when he had his mask on. Then he took it off and it was just a regular guy. Yeah. I wish he'd have left his mask on more of the movie.
Mm-hmm. That was a solid one, for sure.
Yeah.
Yep, Brian can make that, so.
I'm sure he already had.
No, I didn't. I'm usually the one that gives Brian the movies that I'm like, what's that one?
I'm just going to grab a beer.
Hush, is that a Netflix original?
Yeah, it was. It was one they bought. Yeah, I don't know if they put it. That's but yeah, definitely. Well, I would ask Darren what his number two is, but maybe he ran off to do number two. So we'll have to. So, people in the chat, have you seen any of the movies that I've been talking about, or Larry, or Phil, or Darren? Like, what are your thoughts? And if you haven't, like I said, especially the older stuff for me, I think it's worth checking out. Especially if you're, piecing together stuff that you haven't seen before.
So while he's gone, Craig, what's a movie that just missed your list?
What's a movie that missed my list?
Just barely. Number 6, say.
That's way too hard because there's too many of them. You know what? Yeah, Darren's back, thankfully. I don't think I could do that one.
What's that?
Let me tell you I was gonna say a movie that just missed his list.
Yeah.
I didn't think about this until we were actually doing this a couple minutes ago, and I looked up and I saw it. It's a movie that I bought like a year or two ago, but I've never watched it until I finally watched it. Fucking phenomenal movie, Circus of the Dead with Billy.
Okay, yeah, that's definitely different. That film.
Yeah.
I love that movie. Papa Corn plays he's such a good character. But anyways, number 2, Darren.
To answer what you said quick, since I did see it this year for the first time, like one of my followers told me about, like, convinced me to finally see it. I would say 31. I hadn't seen 31. I finally watched it this year, and like, yeah, that probably just missed it for me.
Richard Brake was that whole movie, in my opinion.
Yeah, well, you know what? No, the midget was pretty cool. I like the midget was pretty cool.
He's cool. He was a nice guy, and you know what the thing is too, like because of the fact I met both those people, I have a new affinity for them too. So it's really good guys, really good characters. I agree. All right, my number 2, and it was a recent one. It just came out, but I actually enjoyed it more than I thought I was going to. Leprechaun Returns. I thought it was good. It definitely had its holes, as we can all agree if you've seen it, but it was good. It was good. It was different. I was happy to see somebody else besides Warwick Davis do a decent job. I have my problems with his voice and stuff like that, but it was decent. It was kind of a refreshing film to come out, at least recently, because it seems like a lot of stuff that have been out, like literally in the last few weeks, last few months, have been shit. So it was kind of one of those ones that didn't have a big budget and kind of crept in the middle of everything. Got a right to VOD release. So for it to kind of be decent and entertain me the whole way through, I'm going to have to put that on the list.
Okay. My number 1, and I'm going to be outright open with you. They say little people right now. I know I'm a horrible person. Wait, that's Brian telling me that? Really, Brian? Anyway, my movie, one of the people in it is going to make you think I've lost my mind. However, trust me, it came out in 2014. It has Bill Moseley. It has Kane Hodder. It has Nathan Jones. It has Tara Reid. Don't worry about that last name. Charlie's Farmhouse or Charlie's Farm.
Oh, I never saw that.
Charlie's Farm. It opened. It's one of those things. Bill Moseley was his dad. Really twisted son of a bitch. The dad and the mom that think they were as bad as anything that you saw in Devil's Rejects. Okay, and he was just the kid, and he wound up growing up on his own in the Australian outback. It was filmed in Australia. And like people would visit the farm, or like the legend of it, yada yada. Every kill was phenomenal. Like the kills were legitimately good. Okay, Tara Reid's awful. I understand Tara Reid's awful, but good news is you'll get to see her die grizzly. Okay, and I don't care if you think that's a spoiler, but it is a movie. Like just because of the kill quotient, like at one point he pushes a trail on somebody's face and mushes it down, and you get to see him, Charlie. I call him Chainsaw Charlie because I'm a wrestling fan from back in the day. You get to, and Terry Funk. You get to see him. You get to see him go one-on-one fighting with Kane Hodder. So in essence, it's like
just for that.
In essence, it's like Kane Hodder was fighting Victor Crowley, except this guy is bigger than Victor Crowley, and the kills are so well done. Like there's a guy in the movie who they call Donkey because he's got a big dick, and he walks out the water. And like Charlie looks at him and he's like, "Oh, what are you gonna do?" And then all of a sudden, fucking Charlie cuts off his dick, takes it, sticks it down his throat, and that's how he kills the guy.
Wow, I have to watch that film.
The kills are so good and grisly in it. Like I understand Tara Reid. I wish it was any actress but Tara Reid. But if you want a killer and an unstoppable thrasher, and it pisses me off because in Canada they made some figures from the movie, like bobbleheads and actual figures. But I tried to order them, and the amount it costs to ship them to the States is too much. I couldn't do it. it actually costs more than the items themselves.
I've actually been trying to find that movie. Well, I'm not trying to find it. You've talked about it so much. I wanted to watch it, but every time I get on to watch a movie, I try to remember what the name was.
It's on Amazon. That's
I wrote it down now, so I'm not.
Charles Farm. It's on Amazon. It's worth it for the kill. The kills are so like, and the Kane Hodder fighting scene is great. Like,
yeah, that put me over the top.
It's worth it for that. It's worth it for that. But I definitely recommend it. I definitely recommend it. Yeah, it's on Amazon Prime. Yeah, Rook Dagoon, I think he said the same thing. Tara Reid, her being it upsets me a little bit, but thankfully, she doesn't make it to the end.
All right, my number one, which is of course not a new movie, probably I don't know, 10 years old. A movie I never would have seen if not for Craig, and this show. So that is The Collector.
Oh wow!
I fucking love that movie. I love the whole of course the Saw type movies. I'm a fucking sucker for that shit.
Yeah.
It's such a good movie. And then I actually also want to put The Collection with it, number one, because I watched that the other day.
Mm-hmm.
And so the Collection movies together is my movie franchise of the year for me that I watched. So thank you, Craig.
Yeah, that's good.
You're
that's
welcome,
awesome.
buddy.
That's awesome.
I gave you Collector, you gave me Cocoon.
All right, guys. So my number one pick, and it's a movie I literally watched last night or 2 nights ago. I think it was last night. This movie, in my opinion, and it's going to be one that I'm going to choose the next time I get to choose a film for you guys.
I know where you're going.
Super interesting. Crazy kills, crazy scenarios, over the top. It put me in so many different emotions I can't even tell you. I was sad at some points. I was on the edge of my seat at some points. I was grossed out at some points. And it's rare that a film does that to me. And that's why I speak so highly of it. And it's a movie I think you should all see. But if you're kind of squeamish and you don't I don't know how else to explain it. You just have to watch it. Is The House That Jack Built.
Oh, Jack Built, yeah.
I watched it. I think it was last night. It's a long film, so I'm bringing it up to you guys now because I will choose it in a couple weeks when I do mine. It's a 2.5 hour film. In my opinion, it's an epic. It's kind of an epic horror film. As far as epic as like a long, drawn out thing, but you guys need to watch this movie, The House That Jack Built. It'll make sense at the end. It weaves in and out of so many different situations, but it's so fucking good, guys. And the narrative, and this is one of those horror films where not only is there good kills, not only is there weird stuff, but the narrative of the film is amazing. And it's hard to find that in horror these days, especially something that came out recently and an independent film. So I want to say you guys need to watch that. Elizabeth, you just watched it. I absolutely loved that movie. It's not, I don't know if it's because I have such an affinity and I love the serial killer genre, but the fact that it made me go through so many different emotions, that doesn't do it to me that often. So that movie is something that you guys need to check out. Yeah.
Okay. I guess I'll have to. So.
Yeah, you guys. Yeah. Well, you will when I choose it. Yeah, but I'm telling you now because if you watch it over the next couple of weeks before it's even my turn, because it is a long movie.
Yeah, you get out.
I will recommend though, Larry, don't watch it around your kids.
They watch all
fucking scar them. I wouldn't, to be honest with you.
No, I know what he's saying. Don't watch. You don't want to watch.
Yeah, you don't want to watch it around your kids. You want and don't watch it in parts. Watch it from start to finish all the way through. And it'll really give you that emotion I'm trying to tell you.
So Darren, my friend, I think it's about that time to get musical.
Bless you.
Sorry, guys. I have a tickle in my nose. All right, take a... Hold on.
What?
While his nose is tickling, I will introduce what you're about to see. Darren and myself... The challenge for this week, we modified it a little bit. Originally we were going to do 2. we all decide we make it one, make it easier that we don't got to be tortured by two of them. So we each picked a song, and we performed it on video with varying degrees of success. And it will be up to you, chat, to pick the best of the worst. Like, so pick the one you like best. But
okay, so here's how we're going to do it.
Be bad.
Here's how we're going to do it. The videos in sync are going to be A, B, and C. I'm going to start. Who wants to be next? So we can let them know ahead of time, like who's B and who's C.
Doesn't matter.
Anyone want to?
I'll go two. I'll go two.
So we got Larry second, so he's B. Craig's going to be C. All right. we put time into this, guys. We hope you enjoy it. We are not singers. We are doing this purely for your benefit. So let's get down to it. Craig, if you had to guess what my song was, you can even tell them what I told you I was going to do. And once I tell you what it is, I think you're going to be like, oh, well, fuck. You know?
I hear you, man.
So what'd you think? What was it going to do?
Well, I know you're going to do Tiny Bubbles.
Tiny Tim.
I know you're going to do Tiny Tim. So,
yes. I switched it up last minute. I did my video today. And let me just get this going.
All right.
What do I love? What do I love more than anything that isn't horror?
The penis song?
Jesus Christ.
Is it a penis song? I didn't know it was a penis song. My bad.
What do I love more than anything?
Hey, wait a minute. Special K, I am doing Britney Spears because that's I stuck with the original plan.
Yeah. Well, we decided you didn't want to hear all three of us do the same song. That's all.
Yeah.
All right, I'm just going to flash it up on the screen.
All right, I'm pausing, muting my mic.
All right, guys. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
Here we go. Don't make fun of me. I know you will.
I should mute my mic too?
Yeah, if you don't mind.
Okay.
Here we go.
What baby with the power, voodoo, you do. Power the babe, saw my baby crying hard as babe could cry. What could I do? My baby's love had gone and left my baby blue. Nobody knew what kind of magic spells to use. Slime and snails or puppy dog tails. And baby said, dance magic, dance magic, dance magic, dance magic. Jump magic, jump magic, jump magic, jump magic. Saw my baby crying hard as babe could cry. What could I do? My baby's love had gone and left my baby blue. Nobody knew what kind of magic spells to use. Slime and snails or puppy dog tails. And baby said, dance magic, dance magic, dance magic, dance magic.
That's all you get. I'm sorry. That was fucking ridiculous, dude.
Oh man.
Fuck.
I knew like the one thing I said, I knew I couldn't hang with Darren. None of us could. Is actually he knows how to he can edit shit.
Yeah.
So I feel like that was more David Bowie than Darren, but that's okay.
I sang the background music too.
I know.
Oh my god. Oh,
Very
Jesus.
nicely done, my man. Very nicely done.
Thanks, guys. That was embarrassing because my singing was fucking terrible.
Dude, now I'm watching. I'm like, why didn't I wear sunglasses? That would have been the way to go.
All right, guys. I'm going to tell you something. I don't know if you guys know who Casey Neistat is, but I learned something from him not too long ago. And the way I had to do it was I had to play it through my headphones, record it through my phone or through my camera and mic. So if you wear sunglasses, you can't tell that I'm looking at the screen or I'm reading. Okay? You can't tell. That's the reason I did it. Oh, but thank you guys. I appreciate it.
Don't divulge your secrets.
Well, people need to know that sometimes.
Now I am anxious to see. Did you put on the Girl Scout? Did you put on the schoolgirl outfit? No.
I literally made my video right before the show started. So.
Oh, okay. You guys ready?
I'll mute the mic again.
All right. So again, I'm A, Larry's B, Craig's C. Here we go, guys. Let's check out Larry's video. I'm excited to see this. I have not seen these, so I'm going to be just as enamored as you guys are.
I haven't seen it either, and I made it.
You haven't even watched it back.
Enamored's not going to be a word.
Oh, man, I don't even.
It's going to be painful, but damn it, they're our fans, so.
I was embarrassed. Now I'm embarrassed for you guys too.
You're good. You fucking did awesome.
God. All right, guys, turn your mics off. Here we go.
Play that shit.
Oh my god.
Oh, baby, baby. Oh, baby, baby. Oh, baby, baby. How was I supposed to know that something wasn't right here?
This is fucking great.
Baby, I shouldn't have let you go. And now you're out of sight, yeah. Show me how you want it to be. Tell me, baby, 'cause I need to know now. Because my loneliness is killing me, and I must confess, I still believe, when I'm not with you, I lose my mind. Give me a sign. Hit me, baby, one more time. Oh, baby, baby, the reason I've been with you. Boy, you got me blinded. Oh, pretty baby, there's nothing that I wouldn't do. It's not the way I planned it. Show me how you want it to be. Tell me, baby, 'cause I need to know now. Because my loneliness is killing me, and I must confess, I still believe, when I'm not with you, I lose my mind. Give me a sign. Hit me, baby, one more time. Oh, baby, baby.
Don't look to the side.
Baby, yeah.
Don't think that's.
How was I to know? Oh, pretty baby, I shouldn't have let you go. I must confess that my loneliness is killing me now. Don't you know I still believe that you will be here You give me a sign. Give me, baby, one more time. My loneliness is killing me, and I must confess, I still believe when I'm not with you, I lose my mind. Give me a sign. Give me, baby, one more time. That's enough.
Oh, I loved it. That was awesome.
I actually quit the song like a minute early because it was going
Dude,
forever.
that was fantastic, man. You did a fucking fantastic
Dude,
job. Man.
absolutely.
It was
Absolutely.
way better than I thought it was going to be. That's good, dude. You did awesome.
So that's all the
Come on,
videos
guys.
we
You
have.
did a
So
great
vote-
job. That's fucking amazing.
Yeah, that's not all the videos we have.
Oh, God. Oh, Jesus, guys.
Are you sure we're not done? I thought we were done.
No.
I hope you guys are enjoying the show so far. We do this shit for you guys, man.
Oh, my God.
We love you, so.
I will say one thing. How good, imagine him doing today's video in last week's makeup.
Oh, my God. That would have killed. You did that all in one take?
Yeah, I did it like fucking 15 minutes before I jumped on with you.
Oh my god, that
Yeah,
was
but
good.
you
dude.
did
You did a
you
good
said
job.
you
You were on the beat and everything.
You practiced it a few times, you said, though.
Oh yeah, I practiced it a couple times, like last week. And
Look at that sore loser already talking shit.
Yeah,
let's dive into Craig's video, guys.
Oh, I'm not talking shit, buddy. This is gonna be fun.
Oh, here we go. Enjoy it.
Oh dear God, this is awful. Special K, this isn't that type of comfy Craig.
Oh, I can't wait. All right, here we go. All right, guys, mute your mics.
What is going on, Hot Cheese and Blood fan? This is Craig, and I guess it's my turn to wake out the voice. Gotta be honest, this was a really freaking hard task because I don't know, I was all over the place. Because country, I could fake it and I could sound good. I tried to do that Merkin song with Leatherface, the whole, yeah, I got friends that wear faces. Can't do that because I couldn't find the right mesh up with some lyrics. There's a video, I have it saved at the moment. It'll be deleted soon of me singing Who Will Save Your Soul by Joel. And it was fabulously awful, I must say. But don't worry, when I go in there, I don't want to drive you guys away. But I figured we got to do something scary. And I know what Larry was doing, I know what Darren was doing, and they weren't doing any scary song. There's a few options out there. And I'm going to pick a nice Scary Freddy song. You probably know what it is. No, it's not Dokken. It's not the Fat Boys. Don't even go this. It's all screwed up. Why'd you go that one right away? It's the other one. There's only 3 Freddy songs up there. And this video is actually just released from its hidden status that it had for many, many years. Admittedly, the song, the backing track I'm about to play for you is slightly off key, but it's the best we're going to do. But the lyrics are spot on, and you know, obviously with my voice, that's all you're going to get. So, without further ado, my submission into this godforsaken karaoke competition that admittedly I did come up with is a little ditty by Will Smith, Nightmare, on my screen. Enjoy. Now, I have a story that I'd like to tell about a guy, you all know him. He had me scared as hell. He comes to me at night after I call him to my bed. He's burnt up like a weenie, and his name is Fred. He wears the same hat and sweater every single day. Even when it's cold outside, he wears it anyway. He's got when I'm awake, but shows up when I'm asleep. I can't believe there's a nightmare on my street. The Saturday evening, if I remember it right, we had just gotten back off tour last night. So the gang and I thought that it would be groovy if we summoned up a posse and bum much the movie.
I got Angie. Freddie got Tina. Well, Jeff got Tina. Freddie, well, I got some girl I've never seen in my life. That's all right, because the rating was chill. We set to the theater, set to ill. We saw Elm Street, and man, it was death. And everything seemed all right when we left. But when I got home and I went down the street, when I began the nightmare on my street. Going in my room, I could up it. My pants soaked with sweat, and man, I was bugging. I checked the clock. It had stopped at 12:30. It had melted. It was so darn hot, and I was thirsty. Went downstairs to grab some juice or Coke. I whipped up the TV, and I almost choked when I heard this little voice call from me behind and said, "Man, I ain't even wait to see who it was." I broke outside my drawers and screamed, "So long, cuz." Got halfway up the block, I got down and stopped screaming and thought, "Well, I get it, I must be dreaming." I strolled back home with a grin on my grill. I figured, since this is a dream, I might as well get ill. I walked into the house to big bad Fresh Prince, but Freddie killed all that noise real quick. Grabbed me by the neck and said, "These will do." I said, "Yo, Fred, I think you got me all wrong. I ain't bothered with nobody with nails that long. Look, I'll be honest, man, this team will work. The calls will be on you, Fred. Your face is all done." I pat him on the shoulder and said, "Thanks for stopping by." Then I opened up the door and said, "Take care, guy." Man, drew back his arm, smashed my shirt. I laughed at first and went, "Hold up, that hurt." It wasn't a dream, man. The sky was for real. I said, "Freddie, pal, there's been all a mistake here." No further words, and I darted upstairs, crashed through my door, then jumped on my bed, pulled the covers up over my head, and said, "Oh, somebody, please do something with Fred." He jumped on my bed, but through the covers with his claws, tried to get me. But my alarm went off in silence. It was a whole new day. I thought, I wasn't scared of him anyway. Until I noticed those rips in my sheet, and that was proof that there had been a nightmare on my street. I gotta call Chef. I gotta call Chef. Chef, come on, Chef. Chef, come on. Answer it, Chef. Answer it, Chef. Chef, answer it. Chef, answer it. It's Fritz, man. Whatever you do, Chef, don't fall asleep. Chef, don't fall asleep. Jeff! Poor Jeff.
Great job, brother.
Yeah, it was painful to watch.
Oh, dude, that was literally one of the best things I've ever seen in my entire life. You did a fantastic job. You deserve the win, hands down. I swear to God, dude, that was fantastic. You did awesome. That was awesome, guys. Do you guys not agree? I was reading the chat as it was coming in. He should totally put that on his channel, dude. You guys vote for Craig. Also, Larry did a fantastic job as well. Both these guys did great. They really, really did. They were so nervous about doing these songs, and like we were all nervous about it. You know, I even hit these guys up earlier, and I was like, "Oh man, like, are you guys nervous? Like, how everything's went? Mine's shitty. Everyone's like, mine's shitty, mine's shitty, mine's shitty." No, he fucking killed that, dude.
The one thing I want to thank Darren, actually, I'm going to say this because Darren welcomed Larry and myself into this funky little world of his. And I don't know about Larry. I've done a lot of weird shit in my time. I used to be a stand-up comic, still on occasion, but Darren makes us do shit to get out of our comfort zone, whether it's putting on makeup or now we're singing or whatever it is. And like it's kudos to keep doing it. So that's the way to go. Like I would never have been doing this elsewise. And yes, if people, you know what? I will share this on my channel, although people who don't follow Hot Cheetos are going to be very, very confused as to what the hell is going on.
All good. It's all good. Yeah,
Guys,
definitely.
we all did a great job. We really did. I'm really impressed.
Oh,
with
your editing is fucking awesome. I wish I could do a fourth of the stuff you know how to do. Like you're dancing, you know,
yeah,
like
but
that
dude,
was
at
awesome
the same
shit.
time, like I didn't know at the end of the day, like I didn't know what song I should do, and
No, you killed it too.
and I just think I think Larry did such a good job with the Baby One More Time. I mean, like he was on point, he was on beat the whole fucking time. Did a fantastic job. You killed that fucking rap song, dude. You know, my shit was more editing than anything, and it's just, I just think that we should all be proud of ourselves.
Absolutely.
And we really hope you guys in the chat enjoyed that because you know this is why we do this. We do this to entertain you guys at our expense. And
one thing
I don't think any of us can walk away from this and be like, that was stupid. Right.
One last thing on the videos, and it is true. I know I do it, and damn it, I'm not changing it. But I need to intro whatever I'm doing. And someone's like, "Yep, it's a Craig video. He talked for a minute before it started." And I'm like, "Yep, that's how Craig videos go." As you know, you just have a disclaimer. Jump to about a minute and a half to get to the actual content.
No, that was fantastic, man. That was a great challenge for this week. I was super nervous about it. I know we all were.
I can't wait to see what Larry has for us next week at the end.
Yeah. Wow. If you guys liked everything we just did and you haven't liked our video, please do. Show us some support. If you haven't subscribed to our channel, please do. Hit the bell notification so you guys know when we go live.
Definitely.
That's what we do, guys. We do this for you. We do this to entertain, and we enjoy
And now,
it, so.
Lawrence and his movie number 2.
All right. So I don't care what Craig says, so y'all ignore him for the next 15, 20 minutes. The second movie, Cocoon from 1985, sci-fi, fantasy, alien movie, old people movie. So in case you don't know, this movie stars a bunch of old people that pretty much live in a retirement community. It's kind of weird because some of them are like inside a retirement community and some are outside. Like, so I don't really know. I didn't get that part. If they maybe they just live next to the retirement community. That's why they can go and please as they want to. But then there's a part where some aliens come back that used to live on Earth before humans did 10,000 years ago, and they had left some of their people in cocoons in the ocean. So they pretty much come back to get them. And that's pretty much it from there. We'll talk about the rest while we're talking about the movie, but it does star a shitload of old timer celebrities. Wilford Brimley, Don Amici, who I fucking love, who actually won Best Supporting Actor for this movie.
Was he the guy? Was he the guy that played in? I think he worked at the store in Harry and Henderson's because I couldn't think of his name.
Ooh, I haven't seen that movie.
He was like the younger guy of the 3 guys that always went to the pool.
No,
the tough one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, the youngest one was by far Wilford Brimley in real life.
Oh, that's who it was. Okay, so you're talking about the guy that I thought was on the Duke's mayonnaise commercials or the Life Alert.
Yeah, probably.
I'm pretty sure he was on the Life Alert commercial, the one that.
No, yeah, that's Wilford Brimley. Yeah,
he was in the Thing.
Yeah,
was he?
Yeah, he was at TFW 2 years ago.
Oh fuck.
Anyways, you got Hume Cronin and Jessica Tandy, who fucking were in they're actually married in real life, and they were in movies like what the hell was that movie? With the batteries.
Daisy? Well,
no,
batteries not included.
Batteries not included.
That was a fun movie, 87.
Yeah, Brian Dennehy, fucking one of my favorites from that time period. Fucking Steve Guttenberg. There was a lot of people in this movie.
Oh my God, they're right. They just said in the chat, it's Liberty Medical Testing Supplies. Remember Liberty Medical? Yeah. That was who that was. And it's funny. I thought it was Life Alert. That's so funny.
He's pretty much, out of all the old timers, he's the only one that's still alive. And most of the people in the movie actually died in the 90s. So
that's the sad part about the movie when you're looking into that.
Yeah, but I think it's because he actually wasn't as old as them in real life. Had the gray beard and stuff, and they made him the lead man pretty much to do everything.
Yeah.
But who wants to talk about the movie first?
Well, before I talk about the movie, I'm gonna say this because that's what I do apparently. Before I talk, I say something. I was watching this movie, and here's what I thought: there was no old Craig in it, so I didn't make it. But Wilford Brimley to me was definitely old Darren, like absolutely. And you could be either one of the other two. So as soon as I watched,
he was the one that said,
it, that's what I thought of.
I
like
can't,
seeing that.
I can't eat Mexican because it gives me gas or something like that.
Yeah.
Because me and Beth were watching that, and she looked.
No, the one with the yes wasn't Brimley. Brimley was the one, like you said, from Thing, the diabetes commercial. Like that's the one.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, because Beth looked over at me in bed because she watched it with me, and she was like, "That's totally going to be you in like 40 years." Like that's exactly how.
But did you also hear him in the opening scene? They're walking. He's walking. It's like, "Yo, you on that yet?" It was like, "I'm doing something." Oh, so you ain't hit it yet. He's like an old man, but he's like super dirty with the stuff he's saying.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It was a good mix of acting, and there's somebody you didn't mention, and obviously it's somebody we don't think of, but somebody for horror fans is really important.
Oh yeah,
you know who I mean? Ron Howard's brother.
Yep.
It's Ron Howard directed.
Yeah,
Clint Howard,
the nurse assistant. Yep.
He was the orderly that they snuck out on when they went onto the boat. And
but goddamn, didn't he look heavy in that movie?
Well, he was older, younger though. He looks he's like his forehead didn't get
that's the first time I've ever seen him with some weight on him. I mean, every time we see him, he's super balding, super skinny, like kind of like gnarly looking.
Yeah, he didn't get that creepy vibe yet.
Yeah, Clint Howard.
But it was a group like Steven Guttenberg again. He's the '80s everything guy. The girl from that movie, it surprised me. I didn't really know her. I thought she was quite attractive. She's actually Raquel Welch's daughter. You know, so it had an interesting cast, and I know the story was good. It also opened you up to like, what would you do? Like if you found like a quote unquote fountain of youth, would you tell other people knowing that it would ruin it for you? Like
well,
I got
tried not to, but the fucking friend fucked it up that didn't believe in him.
Yeah, but those aliens are the nicest fucking aliens in the world because their friends got killed. They were trespassing, and they're like, oh, it's okay, come on. Or even the chick, Steve Guttenberg was being a little peeping Tom, and she still wound up doing some weird mind meld type thing with him right on. So it's again, I
just want to jump in before.
Yeah, definitely.
How can we forget the grandson? It's fucking Bastian from Neverending Story, guys.
Yeah.
It's Bastian from Neverending Story, and it came out in 1985, and I think Neverending Story was 86. So I thought it was
87, but
it might have been. So it was a year or two prior to that film, and you guys all know I love that fucking movie. And then on top of that, it was Big Tom Callahan.
Oh yeah,
fucking Tommy Boy. I mean, how can this movie, even though we might have our disagreements, and as we get into this with, was it a good film? Was it not a good film? I mean, the fact that so many great epic actors were in this movie. I mean, you can't really go wrong, right?
Oh yeah. And that's why if you actually go back and look at it, I mean, I don't know what else came out in 85, but this movie won fucking like all kinds of awards in 85.
It's surprising because it's like, should I just roll? Should I just roll since I'm on it?
Yeah, say your stuff.
Fantastic movie. I'll be honest with you, never seen it. Never saw it once. I may have seen parts of it here and there, but never knew what it was. Went back. I mean, I couldn't even spell it correctly. I thought it was Cacoon when I was trying to search for it. So when I saw it, and I saw it was Bastian, all these amazing actors, I fell in love with the old men, the three-quarter old men immediately. To me, I'm a huge fan of grumpy old men. There's just something about the tenderness of like an older gentleman in film that kind of pulls you into the movie. And these guys were that for me in this film. And I think they were a fantastic cast. I thought it was great. The fact that it was an alien-esque type of movie as well just added to that. And then, you could say this is kind of horror. It's sci-fi. It's comedy. It's drama. It wrapped all those things into one film for me. And, you might be surprised when I rank it. because it's not going to be super high, but all around, it was a good movie. It was different. I like the approach that they took to it. I thought it was funny at times. I thought it was super funny when they started feeling younger and started banging their women. You know, it was just and the women were at lunch and they were all like not talking. Remember that? They're all sitting around like not talking. And the one girl that like was with a friend that was always against them was like, "What are these girls like? What are they talking about? What are they talking about?" You know, like, and they're all like, "Oh, I had a great night last night." You know, it was just there were so many like small elements to it that were great. It was also a great story between a grandfather and a grandson, which you don't see much. You know, I haven't seen the second film. I know Craig has.
Well, I watched half of it today, yeah.
And it might explain a little bit more about what happens after the fact. But that was one of those movies that once I watched him at the end trailing away in the boat, they got picked up by the spaceship. I wanted to know more. So it's definitely going to be a film. If you watch this movie, you got to watch the second one because you want to continue the story.
The second one's a good movie too.
Yeah, the second one gets a little sadder though.
Yeah.
You know, that definitely that's part of it. I do you mentioned Brian Dennehy. I was waiting, I had to double check when it came out because I thought for sure Dan would mention it too. Brian Dennehy was probably one of the best portrayals of John Wayne Gacy on film.
Yeah, I was actually going to say that.
I thought for sure he was going to say that, and that was To Catch a Killer. Also, someone in the chat said Steve Guttenberg got shunned by Hollywood. Steve Guttenberg's just old. Like in the 80s, he was the man. Police Academies, 3 Men and a Lady, 3 Men and a Baby, Short Circuit, somebody mentioned. Like, but he's done a bunch. He's done a bunch of sci-fi, and he actually was in since this is like the horror, I gotta always throw the horror nugget in there too. He was in a horror thrasher called Cornered in the late 2000s, which it's forgettable if not for the fact that it was him, but it's still pretty cool. They're like, he's still sort of doing his thing. He's still around. You know, I know he does sci-fi. He was fighting like he was in a whole bunch of like the Lava Spiders movies, you know, recently. But I was mad at Larry when he picked it, to be honest. After you go back and watch it, except for the fact that I had to pay $14 to see it, because I don't have.
Jesus.
Yeah, that's how much it costs because you had to buy it. They didn't have it for rental.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I know, but that's commitment to the show. Damn it.
Did you check on YouTube?
Yeah, I did. Part 2 is on YouTube. Part 1 just the trailers. But it was. I'm glad I watched. It is definitely a fun, feel good type movie. It's super unrealistic. I'm not talking about the aliens. I'm just like in general, like the aliens are way too nice. Like freaking that they were gonna, you know, and like in today's world, you know, like it's definitely a fun, feel good film. I would avoid part 2 because part 2 gets really sad. Part 1, there's one death, and you don't necessarily feel it, you know, but you definitely feel in part 2 because it's the characters that you know more. And like the decisions that being made.
Learned and you've connected with the character.
You know, so you've established.
Now, let me ask you this, because I haven't seen the second film. And I know we're not talking about the film we're talking about now, but are they all in it?
Not Brian Dennehy.
Okay.
Not unless he popped up toward the very end, because I didn't like, but not Brian Dennehy. The other people came in. The big name who's in it that's new to it now would be Courtney Cox.
Who is she?
She's a scientist who she ultimately becomes on their side, but it's, you know.
And what, she's up there in space with them?
No. Well, in the movie,
I have to watch it.
Well, I'll say this: the reason they come back is one of the pods became unearthed because of seismic activity. And
well, they did put the pods back in the ocean.
Yeah, so. But they hit them, but one came free, and so the government took it and opened it up, and the creature was flying around. But if the creature doesn't get the life force it needs, it's going to die. So you know, it's almost again. I didn't finish it. I definitely know though it's sad because they're gonna. Yeah. You see the vibe of certain things taking place.
Guys, I'm trying to hold my pee real quick. Can you give me like a minute?
Larry, keep talking about it.
Hold on, guys. Hold on.
Why'd you pick it?
Because this is one of my favorite movies growing up as a kid. When I was a kid, I used to watch this probably because I used to watch it at my grandparents' house. But
connections, absolutely.
Yeah, so I loved it, and for some reason, you know, like I said, I'm a big Steve Guttenberg fan. If I wouldn't have picked this movie, it was actually between this one and Short Circuit last week.
95 alive.
But I figured a lot more people already know Short Circuit, so I was trying to pick something different. it was just always a fan favorite growing up as a kid, and I hadn't seen it in probably 8 years, so it gave me a reason to rewatch it.
No, that's cool. Like I said, I busted your balls about it, given what it was about, but I don't mind rewatching it. Like the Wilford Brimley was great. Him and the if you're lucky enough growing up that like grandparent that taught you stuff or father that taught you stuff.
Mhm.
Unfortunately for me, mine were deceased. Like I could see that came
Sorry
really
about that,
like
guys.
touching right here.
Yeah.
You know, so that was a big part of it for sure. So
Oh, my turn.
you know,
Yeah,
but
sorry.
that's fine.
Sorry, I had like 4 beers during that shit, and I was like holding that shit. But yeah, I mean, if you guys haven't seen Cocoon, it's definitely worth the watch,
Yeah.
in my opinion. I think.
But what do you rank it? What do you rank it down?
Do we want to wait till Larry talks about it first?
Well, I think he did a couple of times, and he can do his ranking later on. No.
Here's what I like. I liked that there was big actors. It was an alien type of film. It was different. It was 80s. I mean, you can't not love the 80s film. You know, the grit to it. We always talk about the grit. You know, this movie had that. It was kind of cool to see like older people, right? Like in like a retirement type of community, like you know, and then they wanted to be lively again, and I think it was a cool premise. It was different for the time period. I'm actually going to rank this film higher than I ranked Eaten Alive.
No, that doesn't surprise me.
I'm going to give this film a solid 7.25.
Ooh,
I wouldn't go as high as 7.5, but I give it a 7.25. Solid film, in my opinion. Definitely worth a watch. It was just an interesting film. It's a long movie. It's not a short film. You know, it's close to 2 hours. I wouldn't say I was bored the whole time though. Right?
I think for me, the one as far as rating it goes, it's like when you watch a movie, you want to have like this has to be. I forget the phraseology for it, but like the big challenging event, like the big like turning point. But like the turning point happens really before 10 minutes the movie's over. And then it's like, hey, wait, we can get on the boat, do it with you. You know what I mean? They didn't build any like, you know what I mean? I guess I would have liked to seen more like the person who had the cancer came back, have him in the hospital and like them fighting the guys, you gotta let me do this. Now people are dead because of you. Like build it up a little bit better that way. But listen, the actors who are in it, they tons of awards on the shelves, you know, tons of top experiences. So I'm gonna rate it high too because I'm fair. It's not my rating. It's me if I had to rate it for somebody else to see it. I agree. It probably deserves something around the 7.
Mm-hmm.
So I would give it a solid 7.
Do you think it would have been a different film if the grandson would have went up too?
Totally, because the mom just lost her son,
and you would have.
But if he was so willing, because the whole movie he was like, "You guys are my best friends. I like hanging out with you guys, like the older crowd, his grandpa and his friends." He ran to them like it was like life and death at the end to get on the boat.
Well, that's because he said they were leaving. I think it would made it. I think the movie would have then made the protagonist antagonist, and you wouldn't have liked them. Instead of being warm and fuzzy, you would call them selfish.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was cool. You know, because you're wondering like, how the hell are they going to get away? And then the grandson just jumps off the fucking boat
to stop the other boats, and that's why he did it, right? That's why he did it to stop it, to stop the Coast Guard.
One thing I always wondered too, like, because at the end, you know, they pretty much Steve Guttenberger's just floating in a raft with the money, so they're going to find him, and they're going to be like, okay, wouldn't they like send his ass to jail for running and pretty much supposedly killing all these people?
Yep, and he didn't have oars. If you noticed in the boat, there were no oars there.
But you know what else you didn't notice? There was no money in his hand either. He had
there was a bag. There was a bag of money in the boat.
Was there? I didn't notice that.
There was a bag in the boat that you assumed was the money. Yeah. But yeah, there was no oars in the boat. It's kind of like, and he did say in part 2, he's like, "Hey, I got in trouble for that." Like, how'd they know he was even the boat driver? They never saw him. He could just been abandoned at sea.
Boat.
Doesn't matter. Hey, some crazy old people stole my boat.
Mm-hmm.
He probably could have played that card. I'm sure.
You know, shit, I'd be cashing the insurance.
Yep.
Where's my boat? It's gone.
I want to know how much they gave him because it only looked like 10 grand in his hand. And that boat, a seaworthy boat's at least 20 grand.
No, back then,
1985.
I don't know. Back then, the quality of that boat, that's probably about right. That boat was on its last rims. You got to keep breaking everything to get to work.
That's true.
Yeah, I don't think that boat was a 10 grand boat.
Mm.
But I don't know. I mean, I'm gonna rate it higher than y'all. I do like it. I don't want to give it an 8, but I want to rate it higher. So I'm gonna go 7.75.
Ooh.
So we're averaging at 7.
I mean, nobody said we couldn't, right? Nobody said we couldn't.
No, not at all. Not at all.
Right. Yeah.
So, fellas, are we moving on to our expectations for next year?
Well, do you guys want to see the Us trailer first?
Yeah, sure. We have time. We can go over a few minutes if we need to, right?
Yeah,
You're good with that.
Chat, are you guys cool with us going a little over 2 hours? Is that okay with you? I'm sure it is. All right, let's see.
Yeah, this is a trailer that launched yesterday. It's by the same person who made Get Out, which a lot of people loved, a lot of people hated because it was controversial, somewhere in between, but it was definitely different. And this trailer, I had a chance to see it. It definitely has it's not, I've seen similar-ish stuff, but it definitely looks like it'll be pretty screwed up film. And I'm looking forward to it. So
I'm not sure which one to play. This is the first time I'm actually seeing the trailer. Yeah. And I just YouTubed it. I'm not sure which one to do. There's one that's 2 minutes and 30 seconds. There's one that's 2 minutes and 47 seconds.
Which one's got the most views?
Well, it comes from like the main company.
Okay, I'm gonna go with the one that has the million. All right, hold on.
If you haven't seen this, chat, definitely let us know what you think, and what else are you looking forward to the next year, because that's what we're gonna get into.
Okay, you guys ready? Mute your mics. Here we go, guys. The Us trailer, the new film from Jordan Peele. Obviously, we know he just did Get Out and won a shitload of awards. Online, it's been ranked as one of the best horror films ever. So let's see what his follow-up directorial film does.
That's a classic right here.
What does I Got Flatline mean? It's about drugs.
It's not about drugs. It's a dope song. Don't do drugs.
Get in rhythm. There you go. There you go. Can't believe how big they got.
You Dave got a boat?
He's kidding, right?
He's not kidding.
Hey, I think it's vodka o'clock.
Oh, yeah.
Where's Jason? I didn't know if you were lost. Stick with me. I'll keep you safe.
There's a family in our driveway.
It's probably the neighbors. But y'all scared of a family? Hi, can I help you?
Zora, put your shoes on.
If you want to get crazy, we can get crazy.
You people. It's us. They look exactly like us. They think like us. They know where we are. We need to move and keep moving. They won't stop until they kill us. And we kill them. Be careful.
Wow. That looks fucking pretty crazy. That
It
looks
looks-
pretty.
It definitely looks intense. You know, I know there's some of the negative backlash of some of the stuff that's come from other movies and stuff like that with the guy, but you know, the idea of this movie, it looks fun. I don't know if I'd see it in the theater, but it's definitely something I'd watch. You know, like that idea has sort of been done before. Like I heard someone say
It looks like The Strangers to me.
Well, no, that's
if I'm
just
being
that
honest,
one vignette.
See, I have to be careful what I say when
Yeah.
we're live. But I already have some problems with it that I'll discuss with you guys later.
Okay.
But I think it's going to be an intense film. It has a real interesting premise to it.
Mhm.
You know, a black family out at the beach. Something happens to their son. What happens next? We don't know. It seems like a home invasion type of film.
It's just crazy how they look like them, and like it's
Mhm.
got to be some kind of like spirit demon shit.
Yeah.
You know, it's like a poltergeist or something. But either way, you know what? So Darren, that one's not for you. So what?
No, not
What are
necessarily.
you looking forward to in 2009? Because 2018, I think had a lot of fun movies. You know, some people say it was. Some people got mad, like it wasn't as like it should have been better. It was supposed to be the Renaissance. I think it was pretty damn good. There's a lot of like when you have movies that made the money it made. You know, like freaking like Halloween made a ton of money. You know, Heredity.
I'm
is
looking
gonna
at
get
Brian,
awards.
I'm looking at the chat right now, and I totally agree with Brian. I mean, they're just okay. I will say this, but I'll be careful what I say because I don't want people to take it out of context. But the fact that the dad was wearing a Howard University sweatshirt the entire time, it's a predominantly black college. Okay. We all know that Jordan Peele's first film, Get Out, was a black film, and it was a new age thing for black culture and this and that. I get that, but tying it in again with a few different things that I'm going to talk about with these guys later on, it just seems like it's kind of like it's a cop out. I think he's.
I'm gonna read something a little higher into it, just to throw it out there. It might have a message though that's the other way around, since it's them attacking themselves, their own personas. Like maybe it's the media, whatever it is. Again, I don't think this is.
I actually don't agree with that because
Yeah.
Jordan Peele is very controversial,
Okay.
and I get that. Okay, I get that he's the Tyler Perry of horror now. Okay, that's the way I look at this guy. Okay, so I don't want to.
What do you mean? Medea's Halloween movies weren't scary to you?
I just have,
What
I
the
have to be
fuck,
careful
man?
what I say because I know people always take what I say out
No,
of
I
context.
understand what you mean. So
You know what I
let's
mean? So
let's then just switch it up a little bit because there is a lot of other stuff coming out. Like I know some people in the chat said they're in right away. Others said not my thing, and that's cool. There's a lot of options out there. So what are some of the other things you're looking forward to in 2019, movie wise?
All right, well let me go because I'll say something that's not just normal. Like everybody's gonna say It Too or whatever.
Okay.
Pet Cemetery. Zombieland 2.
Yeah,
I agree. I can't wait for that. Can't wait for that.
Absolutely.
Too long.
Absolutely.
It has been too long.
But I will disagree with you, Larry. I think there's a lot of people. I think Zombieland 2 is probably a top 5 for people looking forward to.
All right, well, let me go a little more obscure. Primevals. 40 years
There
in the
you
making.
go.
Primevals. Fucking Full Moon.
I
Finally,
knew you'd have that. I knew you'd have that.
Due to hopefully be released at the end of 2019, towards the end, around October or so. So, what's about the same time Zombieland 2 is. Primevals. If you don't know Primevals, it's a Full Moon movie. Pretty much a stop motion, clay, whatever you want to call it. Been in the making since 1978. So, it'll be pretty much 41 years and it finally finishes.
I'm excited for that film because I want to see claymation in film again. I really do. I do. I think that there isn't enough of it. It doesn't happen anymore. It just doesn't. There's too much money being thrown around in film. Even low budget films, they're never like if you're gonna write a film, right? And they're gonna be like, oh, we'll give you $250,000 to make this movie, cast it, hire a crew, do this. Oh, and we think we want to do claymation. It wouldn't happen.
No,
It wouldn't happen. I think the only reason this film is going to be made is because it's already partially done.
Okay, that's true.
Which is sad. Which is sad. Or almost done, yeah.
No. I'll throw a couple
saying, oh, yeah, Darren's looking forward to it part 2.
He is. He is. You know he is. He's looking up to it.
I'm going to watch it. There better be goddamn spider in it, though.
What happened?
There better be goddamn spider.
Better not be a spider, yeah.
No, there better be a goddamn spider. If there's not a goddamn spider.
No, I don't want to fight. Why do you want a giant? That was the worst part of the original movie.
No, was it?
Are you kidding me?
No, that's the layman's terms for the first original TV series film. You're listening. You're listening to the wrong direction.
I watched it, Dan.
You hang out with your friends.
I'm going to name one thing I didn't even know was coming out. And I couldn't see if it was geared more towards the younger audience or not, but I don't care because I'll check it out anyway. They're doing a Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark movie.
Yes, I saw that.
So like I'm not sure like the audience.
I thought it was a series. I didn't think it was a film.
This looked like a movie. The other stuff, and it's good that Darren said that because there is next year is definitely the year of streaming. You know, you have Jordan Peele again with the Twilight Zone series. You have
Creep Show or
Creep Show, Creep Show.
Tales from the Crypt.
And Tales from the Crypt, all being made. All three of them being made.
Can we forget Dark Crystal?
Yes.
Yeah, no, we forgot intentionally. All those are being made. Well, puppets. We go to Labyrinth, make Labyrinth 2. I'm down. Dark Crystal, let them burn. I'm going to give 2 movies too that don't get much. I am looking forward to because I am a fan of the Southskis. I thought I mentioned that earlier. Their remake of Rabid. I kind of want to see what they do with it. You know, because I like to see them doing movies. Like they haven't done nearly enough, in my opinion. You know, the few that they've done, I enjoyed. And then, Happy Death Day to You. Screw you. I like the first one, and they made the second one look like it was fun. Luke Dagoon just mentioned 3 from Hell. I was going to mention that because it was one of the bigger ones, I think. But that's another one people are super excited about. You know, you get to see how the Firefly family is brought back. You know, that should be interesting. It's all filmed, so they'll be good. Oh, Guillermo del Toro is doing Scary Stories. So, to me, that gives it even more credibility. It means the artistic merit's going to be pretty high.
Mm-hmm. Let me say another one right fast that I didn't know they were remaking until I started looking it up today. Remaking 2019. Not of the comic. Remake 2019.
Oh, that's awesome.
I did not know that.
I want to like it, but I think the reason I like Night of the Comet as much as I do is it's just because of the cheese factor. Like you wake up, it's like powder on the ground. You know, because we were semi-protected because of the steel doors. You know, and someone mentioned it. Brian mentioned Child's Play do the remake where he's like an android.
I do not want to see that, but I do agree with the comment above his that says "Can't wait for 3 from Hell." That is something I'm totally anticipating.
Absolutely,
really want to see what Rob Zombie does next. When we talked to Bill Moseley, 9 months ago, he was super pumped on it. He just came off the set of Crepitus.
Yeah, that's the one. When does that come out?
I don't know. I haven't even looked into it, but he said he was super proud of 3 from Hell. It's when they started getting the scripts and stuff like that when we were talking to him. And I think they're going to do it justice. I think 31, they were proud. I think Rob Zombie was proud of 31. He was proud with his cast and everything. But I think that he knew where he touched in that movie that made the horror fans love it. Yeah. And I think that he's going to elevate this next one.
Well, my worry that I did hear about 3 from Hell is, like Dave said, it's way more gritty than anything they've ever done before. And I'm like, at some point, you don't have to just keep going more and more brutal, more and more gritty. Like, you know, plus you got to answer the question how they survive, too. Unless they're turned into a whole different, you know, they didn't survive, they're being sent back by the devil or something. And that's cool, too. Because that could explain House of 1,000 Corpses, the basement area. You know, that was more like hellish to me. So I didn't mention 2. One, I'll be honest with you, I just can give you the name, but considering a lot of people loved Hereditary, not me, but a lot of people did, that director does have another movie coming out called Midsommar. And the movie that I want to see that might not be considered horror to you guys, and I don't know if it really is, which is why I didn't mention initially. I really am a fan of I'm a fan of Bruce Willis big time. I always have been. And I'm a fan of the series that he's in this. I want to see Glass. I think Glass is going to be really good.
Yeah, I read good things about it. So
You know, like essentially, you know, I think everything looks like it's set up pretty well for a fun, intense movie there. You know, is there anything else, Chad? Any other ones that we didn't mention?
Well,
That
I got one. I got some more.
by all means.
So one movie that I loved part one, and I thought part two was decent. A lot of people hated part two. A lot of people hated part one, really. But Creep 3 is coming out.
Is it? Oh, fuck you! Creep 1 and 2, amazing.
I actually haven't seen Creep 2 yet.
Listen, Creep, as good as Creep 1 is, I think Creep 2 got better because she challenged him because he got naked to try to disturb her, and she's like, "So should I just get naked now? Should I take off my clothes?" And he almost got mad, like, or he would jump out with Pete Fudge. You haven't seen it, see it. I know one is on Netflix.
Yeah, you got to see at least the first Creep film. I do need to get down and actually take the time to watch the second film.
Mark, the Duplass brothers do a good job with that stuff. Like, and he, like I said, everyone knows him for comedy from the what is it, the fantasy football show on FX. What was it? What was the fantasy football show on FX? He was in. So was Jean Rejouis.
Never seen it.
You would like it, actually.
Yeah, it was a funny show. It was a funny show. I can't think of the name of it right now.
God damn it!
But yeah, he's great. Creep is funny, is great. Creep 2 is the subtle acting in both, and Creep 2 has one of the more fun openings of a movie in a while. So I'm glad to hear Creep 3. I didn't know Creep 3 was on the bill for 2013.
Yeah, I read about
2019. I can't wait. Absolutely. That might move to the top of my list for 2019.
One more that a lot of people shit on, and I can't say it's a horror movie, but I fucking love part one, is a Death Note 2 coming out.
Ooh, I did like Death Note.
I know. I think I was told I liked Death Note when they made it, and then I had someone who knows the anime told me all the things they did to fuck it up, and so oh wow. And I'm not gonna tell you what, but you guys were mad at some stuff from talking about us. Death Note would make you mad too.
It's all good. Besides that, away from horror, like I saw Brian said, Lion King. You also got Dumbo coming out. You have Aladdin coming out.
You could tell who of the three of us have children. Like, I can't wait for Dumbo to come out. It's gonna be awesome.
No, I can't wait for Aladdin to come out.
Oh my god.
Aladdin's gonna be the shit.
So
that's all I got. I do have. So apparently Netflix has a Roswell, New Mexico TV show coming out.
Ooh.
It's about
don't get excited about that.
I'm getting hard.
Don't get excited because
supposedly it's about this. I guess I don't remember if it's a woman or the husband. One of them moved to. I think the woman moves to Roswell, and like where she was originally from, and she ends up meeting the guy, and ends up being her husband. They get married, and then she ends up finding out that he's actually an alien. And a lot of the people that run Roswell, like I think her husband is actually like the local cop, the sheriff, and he's an alien. A lot of people there are all aliens in real life.
The thing with Roswell they say you gotta be careful about, much the same way Netflix has that new Sabrina series. It's essentially a CW show. Yeah, you know, like because it's bringing back the thing that was on the WB back in the day, the Roswell show. I want to say Tom.
Roswell actually is on CW. I said Netflix at CW.
It's actually being on on CW as well. Which don't get me wrong, CW, I am, and I will forever will be a mark for Supernatural. I'll never say anything bad about it. But
I'm a big 100 fan.
You know, big 100 fan. Yeah, I didn't watch it near enough, but 100's an instant show too.
Did you ever watch Zoo? I was a fan of Zoo when it was on.
Oh, that was CBS.
Oh, was it? I thought that was.
Yeah, because that was James Patterson. But yeah, I knew. Yeah, my sister worked on that show.
Oh, really?
Yeah, my sister worked on the show. It was one of her. She had to do some of the press and stuff like that as well.
Do some nostalgia value. Netflix does have a TV show coming out next year, Carmen Sandiego.
What?
Yeah.
Are they doing it as the game show again, like it was, or are they actually doing a show?
Supposedly, it's going to be an animated series.
Okay, I don't know. The animated series I need to check out, I still haven't on Netflix that everyone raves about is Castlevania.
Mm-hmm.
But by the way, Luke the Goon did come through. League was the name of the FX show.
That's right.
So, fellas, before we get to what goes on next week, we got to do some New Year's resolutions. Darren?
My New Year's resolution is to.
Are we all just giving one?
I don't know. I guess so. I mean,
Okay,
whatever you want to
one.
do, really.
You're number one, and then you will help each other stick with it.
Okay.
What you got, Darren?
I'm a little bit apprehensive to talk about it on live, but I will. My number one New Year's resolution is to try not to be so dependent on my medications, and being too overzealous about negative comments in my life and reacting, because I tend to react before I think, and that's something that I need to work on. And not only that, but I also I have an opportunity to have a new career, and I really want to explore that. So this time next year, I want to be happier than I am today. It's the best way I can say it.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Well, let me get mine out of the way because mine's short and sweet, and it's the same one I do every year. So this year, hopefully, it works. Kind of like what Darren's done said 100 times, just like I have. I have to quit smoking. So bad. I think I've already smoked like 10 cigarettes during this live stream.
Thanks, Elizabeth.
I only smoke when I drink. The bad thing is I drink daily.
Yeah, right.
I'm not giving up drinking just yet. Maybe in the future.
I only smoke when I drink, but I drink when I'm awake.
So yeah, I'm going to try hard to quit fucking smoking. At least cigarette. Well, I mean, I don't do anything else.
Mm-hmm.
I'm talking about, I'll go back to the like gay vaping. Yes, nicotine is better than tar and tobacco.
Which is like regular vaping, but you stick your finger up your ass when you do it.
All right, Craig.
You know what? Mine's a cliche, but it's one I'm just gotta get serious about. Is I gotta get myself healthier, and I know it. I've been trying a few months, but I gotta. There's no reason I don't go to the gym a ton more than I do. But you know, and I'm gonna be that cliche guy that they'll see in January. I'm actually going there tomorrow too, but they'll see in January like, oh, I know what this guy's doing. But I had a friend of mine who's only a couple years older, who was the other big guy at my school, just recently died, and like that was tough. And it's like, and then you start thinking, more about who you'd really be. So that's my thing, healthier. And we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes.
Here we go.
But now that sounded so morbid, let's have some fun and talk about next week. So before we touch on the movies, what is the challenge, my friend?
Okay, so my challenge is going to be kind of out there. I mean, not out there, but you'll get half of it today, but you're not going to get the whole thing today.
Okay.
So there's kind of a two-part. One part is just going to be kind of a thing to do for the show. This came from Horror Hound 85, Buddy Jordan. I want everybody this week or before the next show, I don't know if that's 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, but everybody go make one good, awesome prank video, pranking somebody good, friend, family, wherever, go to the store, do whatever. I want one good prank video. I'm not going to do a drinking challenge. That's just one side thing to do for the show. Also, though, I'm going to go tomorrow, and I'm going to go find us some good, weird things to eat, and I'm going to ship them to y'all so we all have the same thing. So we all get to eat the same thing during the show.
Oh, man.
Nothing crazy. I'm not going to go get no damn, bugs or roaches from Thailand or nothing. I'm going to go get some
kangaroo meat or something.
I'm going to go hit up a, World Market and get us some fucked up shit. And most likely, well, if people around the world eat it all the time, we just don't.
Okay.
So I'll mail that to y'all. So it'll be a food type challenge, maybe some drinks, depending on what I can find good that I think will be interesting for the show. So it'll be a food drink type challenge. But in the meantime, also just make some kind of prank video, whether it's easy scaring somebody, anything.
I'll go to CVS and yell whatever you want me to.
Aaron, don't prank.
I don't give a fuck, dude.
Don't prank Beth. Don't prank Beth, Aaron. Okay, she's doing enough. Don't prank Beth.
I'll go into a goddamn supermarket and yell at the fucking cashier.
That's not a prank. That's public intoxication.
That's true.
And then you could prank the guy you're in jail with, but they probably won't let you keep your phone.
Like, I resin my butthole. You can't fuck me in jail.
And then they'll be like, "But you have a mouth."
All right, Craig. What you
So here's
got?
my question. I know in the past we've done. I can pick 2 horror movies if I want, right?
Yeah, pick anything you want. Just 2 movies.
Are you okay with that if I pick 2 horror movies?
Sure.
Perfectly.
Okay.
Yeah, you can do whatever you want.
We're gonna go with lesser known, maybe not lesser known. Sorority Babes in the Slime Bowl Bolorama.
Thank you.
And When a Stranger Calls Back. When a Stranger Calls Back. This isn't the remake, it's the sequel. When a Stranger Calls Back.
I have not seen that one.
It has a lot. That movie is a lot of fun. And Sorority Babes, that's just, I mean,
I never saw it, guys, but I
got the imp.
I did the figure. I did make an imp bust, which I'm excited about. Never saw the film. These guys give me reference photos, and they're like, just do it.
No. So they're like, it is a fun. That is a like said, Night of Common was a fun movie. This is just a fun movie, and it is plenty gratuitous for those of you who hold up that as a marker for your 80s films. Like it's a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun watching it. It's something that I'm glad we're going to get a chance to talk about. And when a Stranger Calls Back, I just think is because it was originally made for TV. I think it was originally made for TNT. People don't talk about it, they don't think about it. It's so well done. Like for what it is, it's so well done. And the female in that, one of them is Cal Kane from the original, but also the other is Jill Shaline, who was she was in Popcorn, she was in Cutting Class, the brunette. So like she's quietly been in a lot of pretty good movies.
Okay, cool. Well,
sorry, I was just looking at some figures.
I'm looking at figures.
Sorry. All right, guys, we want to thank you for tuning in to this second official episode of Hot Cheetos and Blood. We hope you guys enjoyed it. We had a lot of fun. We had fun making our videos. We hope you guys had a good laugh. And we'll see you guys next time, obviously, with the challenges of you'll see a prank video from us. You'll see some kind of weird eating challenge coming from Larry. We have Sorority Babes and Slime Bolorama movie as well as When a Stranger Calls Back film. So thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you guys for loving us. Thank you guys for sticking around every time we do something. Again, if you're not subscribed to our channel, please do. Honestly, hit the bell. Know every time we go live, because we often do throughout the week.
That is true. That's true.
It might not be a show that's as structured as tonight, but we always have some good discussions and
a lot of guests in those times. We have a lot of guests.
Yeah. Let your friends know about us. Let your Facebook followers know about us. Instagram, whatever you guys want to do. We love you guys, and you guys have been awesome. Thank you for the chat all night. Have a good night. Right?
Peace out, everybody.
Peace out, guys. We love you.